from Bossier City, Louisiana. It's the SFL here on this Saturday evening, and we have a good one for you folks. It's the 2-1 to the undefeated Florida Storm at 4-0. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Ramos Ling. Alongside with me in the booth is none other than Mr. Alex West. Alex, it's good to have you back here in the booth with me. Give me your keys for the matchup. How you been?
Ramos, I've been blessed, and it's wonderful to be in here with you again, and we've got a beautiful night of football in front of us. Something to keep an eye on is that Bossier City does lead the league in average passing yards per game, but given that they've already had 2 byes, so they've only played a net of 3 games, some of that could just be small sample size noise. But they are still overall top 10 in a lot of offensive categories, and they avoid being in the bottom half of defensive categories, except for one problem. They do struggle to get takeaways. Florida is able to get takeaways and limit turnovers, so that will be something to watch and could be what decides tonight's game.
Florida will start the game with the football as they field the kickoff at the 8-yard line, and here comes the return. It's a really good one to the 33-yard line, but quickly we have a flag on the play, normally in the area of holding or blocking the back.
Ooh, looks like they'll
actually going to be a face mask right here by Bossier City, so Florida will start with really good field position at their own 38-yard line. The Florida Storm only allow 9.5 points per game. That's number 1 in the league, but Bossier City not too far behind at 13 points per game. That ranks 5th best in the Simulation Football League. From the I formation goes Florida. Twin set, now they're going to send a man in motion. 1-by-1 set with a tight end on the left side of the offense. Cochran under center. He will throw on the first play. There's a check down going to go to Bullet Beletsky, and he has enough speed to get to the outside and pick up 8.
Beletsky, a threat no matter where he is on the field, an ever-reliable option where a simple check down to the flat route suddenly becomes an 8-yard gain. He's just unreal.
The Florida Storm now with a 2nd down and 2 yards to go from the offset eye. 22 personnel on this one. 4-4 defense for the Steamers. They will hand the ball off to Komusak, and he goes nowhere. The fullback stopped right there at the line. Let's introduce you to the Florida Storm offense. Ron Cochran, the Hall of Famer, is at quarterback for his 15th straight season. Bullet Beletsky and Chris Komusak are in the backfield. Stephen Bush, Caleb Giffis, Art Vandelay, and Bobby Tarantino are the wide receivers. The tight ends are Ron Haynes and Nate LeMay, as the handoff again goes to Chris Komusak. This time he breaks a tackle, gets past the 50-yard line and down at the 45. The offensive linemen for Florida, Randy Fatt III, Joseph Wade, and Greg McDonaldson. And there's some good blocking here for Florida.
Honestly, a great job up front. They have tight ends that block just as well as their linemen do on some positions, which is key.
12 personnel this time here for the Storm. Looks like man-to-man defense for Bossier City as the pressure comes and the pass is deflected away. Really good play right there made by Freddie Trammell. This is a defense that is mostly, obviously, all San Diego Mavericks. Stephen Fellows II and Biff Markham are the defensive tackles with Joe Booth, Max Slim. The linebackers, Zach Benjamin, Bogey Barr, Rob Foraker, and Freddie Trammell. We're going to circle back to the secondary here in just a second. We have 2 tight ends on the left side of the field as Ron Cochran will throw. Cochran fires to the left, and the pass is incomplete, in and out of the hands of the wide receiver. The defensive secondary here for Bossier City. Ping Lisa, Michaela Foraker, Stuart Somelia, and Mickey McGuire are the corners. The safeties are Willie Benz, Bob Funk, and Zach Holdorf. The latter 2 have been in the All-Star game at least once. Both of them last time back in season 19, pre-4K23 era. Man in motion this time is number 89, Bobby Tarantino, the 2nd-year man. And this is going to be a shovel pass to the running back, that is Bullet Beletsky, for only a gain of about 2 or 3, and it's going to be 4th and 7.
Definitely feels like they're settling for a field goal and deciding to rely on... Oh, nope, they're out of range at this point. I can't get over that 2nd down dropped pass by Art Vandelay. Normally sure hands.
Yeah, Bossier City fielding the number 10 ranked defense, pass defense in the league, only allowing 167 passing yards per game. Pretty much equal on the rush, 101 yards per game. That ranks 11th in the Simulation Football League. Only one takeaway, though, to your point early on. But they make a good stand on the first defensive drive of the game, and now Bossier City will have the ball. Offset I formation, twins to the right-hand side. This is going to be a handoff, and a good one at that, for a gain of about 6 yards to start the game off strong. That is Hunter McWaffle with the carry.
Real tone setter of a first down run. Exactly what you want to see whenever you dial up a simple gut call.
I formation now, 23 personnel this time, and they're going to hand the ball off to Speedy Gonzalez this time, the rookie, and he has maybe half a yard on that one. Let's introduce you to the Bossier City offense. Ace Fennec is the quarterback. Hunter McWaffle and Speedy Gonzalez are the halfbacks. The wide receivers are Dave Axis, Ben Calia, and B. Robo. Tight ends Artem Williams and Garrison Blue. And the offensive line, David Parker, Jacob Reed, Jackson Parker, Byron Oden, and Yogi Barr is the center. As the quarterback this time, Ace Fennec will scramble, and he will have about 12 yards or so for a first down as the Steamers move the chains.
Great job here by Fennec, seeing that there's plenty of coverage down the field, no open targets. He decides to just scramble because he sees a sea of green, an open patch, and slides, most importantly. Does not take that hit, does not risk fumbling the football.
First down and 10 from the 38, as the Steamers show a split back set this time. Show him the blitz, and coming with the blitz is Florida, and this is going to be a sack by Jesus Smith, a loss of 6.
And what a great defensive call here, dialed up. Nickel formation from the defense, 2 linebackers, both come on the blitz. The linemen, knowing that the D-line, knowing that those blitzers are coming, take up the attention of both guards and tackles, leaving the center untouched with 2 blitzers coming.
It's going to be Fennec again with a pass. The pass to the outside. Good coverage right there on the outside by Davidson on that one. It's going to be third and very long.
Obvious passing situation on both second and third down here gives these secondaries a chance to really tighten up and get a lot more physical in what they do to these receivers on these upcoming downs. Watch for more hard hits.
4 wide receivers on the field this time. Maybe we're going to see a blitz from one of the linebackers. That's the Will backer, number 47, I think it is. 42. Actually, that's the safety, J.J. Bailey, as Ace Fennec steps up into the throw, and the pass is incomplete. Good defense right there by Daniel Wright, the free safety, and Bossier City will have to punt.
Right on cue, a great defensive effort from the line to win those battles in the trenches. I believe we saw Deante Stoneville win his one-on-one block, come off that, put pressure on the QB to force that throw. And while it was on target to Garrison Blue, a big hit from the coverage team forces the incompletion there. Great job by the Storm.
Spun goes away, and Florida will have the ball again up to the 35-yard line. As Bobby Tarantino will bring the offense back onto the field. And, you know, the defending champion Florida Storm, a team that is obviously always very complete. On offense, they average 24 points per game. That's in the top 10 in the Simulation Football League. 355 total yards per game. That's bronze medal in the SFL. As this pass is going to be caught, Chris Komisak behind the shoulder gets the catch for a gain of about 8.
And Komisak is scary fast for a fullback, right? He is of a size to where he's a big physical threat, but also he has unnatural agility at his position. It's why you see him lining up at halfback so frequently, despite what his actual position is.
Bossier City with about 9 players in the box, and it's going to be successful as Komisak doesn't have a lot of room to run. Maybe a gain of about 1 yard. The tackle made right there by Zach Benjamin, the second-year guy, big linebacker at 6'4", 270.
And he was definitely mad about the fact that he got beat to the edge on that previous play, so he took the opportunity to lay a hit on Komisak when he was in the Oklahoma.
Cochran will swing it out, and this is not going to be enough as Bullet Beletsky gets tackled by Mickey McGuire, the 10th-year veteran, for no gain on the play. And Bossier City will have the ball back. Again, this is a Bossier City team that only allows 2 touchdowns per game, 13 points per game to be exact. And they're playing some great defense here early on.
I'm so impressed. You were just saying they were playing great defense. This is it feels like a quick 3 and out. You blink an eye and the drive is over, but don't forget, this is a Florida Storm offense that is averaging almost 19 first downs per game. They are averaging almost 30 minutes in time of possession, 29 minutes and 46 seconds, far and away the league's best. League at large is averaging only 20 minutes and 12 seconds TOP, so for them to be so far head and shoulders tells you their offense excels at moving the ball and keeping it.
He's Fennec from under center. He will hand the ball off, and not a lot of room that time. Let's introduce you to the Florida defense. Deanta Stoneville and Alessandro Tomaello are the defensive ends. Pete Mitchell and Dallas Knowles are the defensive tackles. Ryan Tobin, Jesus Smith, and Juan Mississippi are the linebackers. Corners are Ryan Davidson, Evan Carroll, and Adam Jones for the 9th year running. The safeties are Daniel Wright, Andrew Francis, and J.J. Belly. Let's run you back into the field on 2nd and 11. This pass by Fennec is deep, and it's completed to Blue for a first down. As Bossier City, you know, they've been moving the chains a couple times, and they look pretty good on offense. It was just that sack on the previous drive that killed the momentum, but not a bad start here by the Steamers.
Not at all. So far, no signs of concern from the offense. They are effectively moving the ball. Ace Fennec has not thrown an interception yet. Knock on wood, that maintains.
Fennec to throw. Fennec middle of the field. The pass is deflected away and incomplete. A great job on the ball by Ryan Tobin, the former safety here for the Storm. And it's going to be incomplete, 2nd and 10.
You know how sometimes you almost speak something into existence? I've done that a couple of times right now. Bossier City faithful, my apologies.
Ryan Tobin at 6'4", 258, 14 years in the SFL. High formation here for the Steamers. They're going to hand the ball off again. That's McWaffle, and he will get probably 2 on the play. Tackle made by Jesus Smith. Jesus Smith, more of the modern linebacker, 6'1", 230. You know, more of that build where you can cover and stop the run. And on 3rd down and 8, the Steamers will show 4 wide receivers. Fennec to throw. Fennec steps up in the pocket. Fennec will run, and he will only scramble for a gain of about 4, and the Steamers will have to punt again.
Right there, I thought he might choose to take the short completion to Dave Axis, who was crossing the field, but did have a step or 2 on his coverage options. At the same time, not getting the chains moved is a big disappointment.
Spawn goes away as he will be fielded at the 20-yard line, and past the 25 to the 28 goes their return. The Florida Storm offense, just more numbers for you. 6 passing touchdowns, that's 5th best in the Simulation Football League. Only 2 rushing touchdowns so far this season under the accustomed production we see from Beletsky, but Florida still with that 4-0. And they'll bring in a 3 wide receiver set on the split backs. 3-3 defense here for the Steamers. Handoff goes to Beletsky, and he doesn't have a lot of room. Only 1-yard gain as Freddie Trammell makes the tackle.
And you know something about so far, it really doesn't feel like the Storm's offense has really been challenged or tested that much outside of their game where they played DC. The Dragons holding the squad to 16 points total, but 1 touchdown on the other side, making that a
pressure immediately in the face of Cochran, but he gets it away to Beletsky, who has a first down and steps out of bounds at the 39-yard line for a Storm first down.
Quick first down into the flat. I thought I had time, but no, quick play there. And wow, the screen pass that Beletsky does so much with. Great job by the front Storm O-line there. Look at how quick they get out there to lay those lead blocks.
Florida Storm team coming off of back-to-back 10-plus win seasons, 10-2 a couple of seasons ago, 11-1 the year prior, or this prior year, excuse me. Both seasons ending out with championships. Toss play goes to the outside, and a really good job by the defense. I mean, they've been playing very disciplined. Only a 1-yard gain.
So far, outside of these occasional moments where Florida is able to find a play that actually does break loose for a big gain, all of these runs have been bottled up for short yardage or pass plays that don't reach the chains. It's been impressive.
Cochran will throw. Cochran to the middle, and the pass is caught. One-handed grab right there made by Stephen Bush. First catch of the game by Stephen Bush, coming into the game with 18 catches. Number 2 on the team, 284 yards. That leads the team in 2 touchdowns.
And that's just a beauty of a ball. One-handed catch, an excellent throw. Well, really maybe just a touch high, but definitely where Bush was the one who's going to get a handle on it, who went up and snagged it. Really impressive catch.
Cochran number 1 also in QBR this year, 97.1 quarterback rating. Handoff goes to the outside, and that is going to be Art Vandelay with a carry and a couple of broken tackles. Gets 9 on the play. Just throwing a wrinkle out there, and good for a gain of 9.
Storm reminding us that Vandelay, who was an absolute menace out of the backfield in last year's championship game, a really decisive wrinkle that they never showed until the final game of the season, reminding us all what he did last year.
First time tonight either team is in scoring position. From the 30-yard line, man in motion. That's Ron Haynes from right to left. The carry goes middle, and nothing doing there by Chris Komisak. The tackle made right there expertly. That's number 45, Bogey Barr, 6'4", 265. Third and inches this time. Heavy set edge on the ground. They're going to hand the ball off to Komisak, and he easily picks up a first down, puts his shoulder down, and gets 5.
Florida not being denied another play in a row. They had multiple opportunities to get that short yardage, and Bossier just wasn't able to stop them repeatedly.
Another instance of 4-4 defense here by the Steamers. Handoff goes to Art Vandelay, and he will get 2, as this will be the last play of a very fast-moving first quarter. Bossier City 0, Florida 0. This is the Simulation Football League, and we'll be right back with the second quarter. Back here in Bossier City, Louisiana. Florida and Bossier City tied, scoreless. As this run game from Florida, they're trying to really establish this run game. They're going to try again with Komisak, and he will get about 3 on the play to bring up a 3rd and 4.
And honestly, it's working really well. These repeated runs coming like body blows. It's early stuff, early goings, but with how much they are already grinding it out in the trenches, they're really going to make it easy for themselves to go over the top when they're ready.
3 defensive linemen, although Bossier City is showing a blitz on this play. 3rd and 4. They will come up with the blitz. Cochran to throw, passes to the end zone, and the pass is deflected, knocked down by the free safety Buck Funk, and Florida will have to settle for a field goal. This is incredible man-to-man coverage.
A great heads-up play by the safety, who's back there tracking it, knows that there is a route that's going deep and it's his responsibility, is waiting and watching the quarterback's eyes, knows when it's coming out, and does the smart thing, doesn't try to pick that one off, just content to smack that one down to the ground. No need to do stupid hero things.
Ethan Snead from 37 yards out will kick it to the right, and the ball will go in for 3 points. Florida 3, Bossier City 0 here in the start of the second quarter. The SFL convention is headed to Baltimore for the 2025 convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and revel in the league's first convention on the East Coast. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. This is going to be a short kick to the 10-yard line, and the return will be a good one to the 35. They have access on that return.
I don't know about you, but I've already made my reservations for next year's convention.
It'll be a good one. It's going to be the first convention on the East Coast. Mostly all of them have been central. You know, we had like 3 in Texas and Vegas. We didn't have one in Atlanta. But I believe, for at least what I've seen, a lot of, the league just is situated on the Northeast. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for a lot of people to go, as this run to the right goes for 3 yards as Waffle gets shut down after a short gain.
Honestly, I like the Bossier City offense when they choose to run on first down. They're finding success doing so, and it does give them a shorter yardage situation to look at second and third.
Man in motion this time is Garrison Blue. He'll be lined up as a slot. Toss play goes to that side, and a decent one at that. Some pretty decent blocking by Gonzalez for another 4-yard gain. 3rd and 2 upcoming.
Also impressed by how his smaller frame, these Bossier City running backs are more traditional in size, 6', 6'1", maybe a little on the bigger side, but still not huge, bulking running backs like we see sometimes. For him to make that extra effort and drag that defender an extra 2 yards is big here.
8 players in the box for the Storm. Handoff goes to Gonzalez again, and he will be just past the first down line, just by an inch. What do you think?
McWaffle in that Oklahoma drill doing that nifty little spin move, that's so slick. That's why you pay him.
Don't mention that drill, man. Yeah, real story. I broke my right forearm during that drill back when I was... Yeah, man. Yeah, I had to miss the season. I did come back the next year, though, but... Yeah, that's... the Oklahoma drill is just infamous. And if you play football, you know.
Yeah,
handoff will go for 1.
And there's a prime example of why it's so brutal, because that's the kind of collisions that you're practicing over and over. There's a very narrow gap, almost no room to wiggle, and you got to get through or get by. That time, no way to get by.
There's going to be a handoff again, and another gain of about 3 yards. This time, Bossier City keeping it on the ground more often than not. We really haven't seen Ace Fennec sling it like that. So 3rd down and 6, this may be the opportunity to do so.
Feels like the moment for it.
3 wide receiver set. He will throw. The pass goes deep, and it's intercepted. That's why. As Daniel Wright gets the interception and is running back with it, Daniel Wright finally pushed out of bounds at the 41-yard line. That's exactly why they were not slinging the ball.
And, it's something where your team does struggle a little bit because Ace Fennec has been throwing averaging 2 turnovers a game so far. It's not that bad in the big picture of things, but it is a vulnerability that this team has. When the run struggles, the pass is what they have to lean on, and they get a little more predictable. In that moment, just a great job by the safety, reading the quarterback's eyes, seeing where the route is coming, stepping right in the way, and just snagging it.
Eddie Gage saying the bull drill. Yeah, the bully on the ring. That one was a tough one too. As this is going to be a run to the tight end. Again, throwing every wrinkle possible in the book to make something happen, as Haynes gets about 6.
Ron Haynes not getting many chances to catch a ball through the air. Here, getting a chance to carry one. A big bruising body too. 6'5", 255. Absolutely the bully in the ring, if you will.
Yeah. 22 personnel with an offset I formation. Again, 9 players in the box here for Bossier City. And they will put the running back down, or the fullback down, Chris Comisac, only for a gain of 2.
3rd and 2. Big moment here for this defense. I expect to see a lot of hands on the ground and some trench warfare.
3rd down, 2 yards to go. Right on the outskirts of field goal range at the 32-yard line. Handoff to Comisac, 1st down. It looks like finally this offensive line is starting to push the Steamers D-line just a little bit, tiring this defense. And that's why, that's one of the reasons why they average so much of time of possession every game.
Absolutely. They are more than happy to run the football and just chip away at you time and time again.
Handoff again goes to Vandelay. Best carry of the game probably by Vandelay. You know, that one and the one in which he broke a couple tackles for a gain of about 7 yards. And Florida's really taking control of this second quarter.
Since they haven't asked him to do a whole lot through the air, or really the squad at large to do a lot through the air, they have the luxury of doing this, of rotating in Vandelay to be a speedy super back and rotating in a tight end to get a real big bruising runs from Ron Haynes.
And also, Bossier City playing that time it worked, but playing 3 defensive linemen, they did come up with the blitz, and Kumazak unable to go anywhere. 3rd and 3 upcoming, less than 5 minutes here left in the second. And again, these are 2 teams that allow less than 2 touchdowns per game here in the early goings of the season, and you can see it all here on display. Cochran to throw. Cochran scrambles, fires, and the pass is incomplete. Got blown up as he was getting rid of the football. Oldorf coming in with the pressure, and it's going to be 4th and 3 and another field goal attempt coming.
Just an incredible job to shed that block and do a diving tackle that does reach in time, avoids the roughing the passer call on Ron Cochran, who gets hit as he throws. Just what a defensive stop.
This kick by Ethan Sneed is going to go up and good. Second field goal of the game by the veteran kicker. 6-0 Storm over Steamers. And, you know, for Bossier City, I mean, this obviously, you know, doesn't need to be said. The game is very much within reach. The offense hasn't played bad. The offense has not played bad. They've been able to convert on a couple of really good plays. But they just need to find some rhythm and momentum and just keep the offense of Florida off the field. As Dave Axis will return this one to the 25. And we'll see Ace Fennec and company back onto the field as you take a look at the numbers. Not a lot of yards by either team. Both of them right there hovering. Well, not hovering, but under 100 yards total. Average yards per play. Florida 3.5. Bossier City 2.5. And it's one of those games, Alex, it just takes a big play. It just takes a big 50-yard run and just to flip the game in its head. It's not going to be the play, though, as McWaffle gets blown up after a 2-yard gain.
Florida looking to not allow any of that, really looking to try to rely on their defense that's leading the league and making sure those point totals are deflated or low, making everything miserable for this Bossier City offense. Ace Fennec is 1 of 5 right now.
2nd and 8. Handoff goes to the outside, and then one of the best plays of the game on offense here by Bossier City goes for 10 in the first.
What a run by Hunter McLaughlin coming off the left side here. We're looking at, I think, we're looking at a weak power flip perhaps, but in either case, it's just a great run off the tackle that he breaks one and struggles through for more to move the chains.
Split backs formation this time. 3 wideouts. Nickel defense by Florida. Fennec hands the ball off to Gonzalez. Nowhere to go. Jesus Smith with the tackle.
Right
and,
in the,
you know,
just standing in that, just standing in that one, lurking, waiting. That is how you deny any yards.
You can tell Bossier City there trying to make this the last possession of the game, or the first half, excuse me, as this throw to Garrison Blue goes incomplete. Daniel Wright with another PD, and he's had an amazing first half.
Absolutely lights out so far. He's got the pass deflections. He's got 4 tackles. He's one of them being a TFL, has an interception, is so far proving to be Bossier City's worst nightmare as far as this is on this defense side of the ball.
Gun empty this time for the first time. Fennec to throw, scrambles to the right. Fennec will scramble past the line of scrimmage, stiff arms, and gets the first down.
Ace Fennec going Super Saiyan. What is that? No options down the field. Scrambles out to his right. Look, he splits the 2 defenders, uses his feet, knows he has to take the hit here, and holds on to the ball as Juan Mississippi lays the wood. Whew.
Back to the split backs. 2:53 left here in the first half. Handoff goes to Dave Axis. So another team using their wide receiver as a running back. Right here, 6-yard gain for the Steamers. And, 6-0. I was talking to Eddie, last, I don't know if it was yesterday or it was like the day before. We were talking about, our game between the Aztecs and the Scorpions a couple weeks ago. And, that was a hard-fought defensive game, exactly what we love to see as people who love the defensive side of the football. And if you're one of those, I know Mighty's one of those. If you're one of those, you're really enjoying this football game. 2-yard carry to make up 3rd down and 1 upcoming.
There's been a lot to love, some outstanding plays by both defenses and the whole unit at large for both teams stepping up.
2-minute warning from Bossier City, Louisiana. Florida leads 6-0. But the Steamers with their best offensive drive so far here of the first half. Trying to put some points before we reach the middle part of the game. They'll come up with a 22 personnel. Most likely a run here upcoming, and that's exactly what's going to be. McWaffle with a little bit of space, and we'll pick up a first.
Ooh, they give him the spot on the forward progress, but that looks kind of close. It might be challengeable.
Pretty sure, at least on first glance, I think he was able to barely get the nose of the football past the line. And no booth review here for the officials. Handoff again goes to Dave Axis and gets shouldered down by Jesus Smith for a gain of 2.
Something you mentioned earlier is Florida does have a couple of traditional linebacker sizes, but they've also got Jesus Smith and Juan Mississippi, both of them 6'1", 230 pounds, almost cornerback-esque or safety-esque in their statures.
Roll out to the left. Fennec with time. Fennec goes deep, and the pass is incomplete. Evan Carroll puts his hands up and deflects that one away. It's 3rd down and 8. And with the ball at the 40-yard line, you're out of field goal range. You'd really need the first down to keep the chains moving. I don't think even with, maximum closing there, getting to the 34-yard line, I don't even think that is going to be enough to put yourself in field goal range. So an important play here in the first half by the Steamers. Empty set. Fennec to throw. Fennec to the outside. Knocked away.
Just not finding his receivers and not looking for Andrew Francis, the safety lurking there, who just walks right in front of the football to end this drive's momentum. I think it's fine that he didn't go for that interception. I don't feel like it's always a safety's job to go for interceptions if he's the main coverage there. And just great decision.
Oh, this is going to be a fake, and the fake is not going to be successful. I mean, when you play against a team like Florida, you have not scored. You want to get an explosive play. You want to get something. And, there's just no room. Florida was just ready for it.
Trying to pull out all the stops, but unfortunately, the punter just underthrows that one, noodle arms it a bit, and that one's coming in at practically bounces off the turf before even arriving to the receiver. Unfortunate.
1st and 10 for the Storm. Now they do give a chance to the Storm of scoring before the half is over. Cochran to throw to the outside. Well overshoots his intended target. Ronnie McGuire in coverage.
I actually like this. I would rather them try to move the ball down the field, ask Ron Cochran to take a few deep shots rather than just consign this half away. You got a lead, but you can make it a 2-score ball game here. Go for it.
2nd down and 10 yards to go. Stephen Bush in motion. Gunny McGuire will go to that side. To throw, Cochran faces pressure, and the pass is caught. One-handed grab right there by Ron Haynes. It's going to be still 3rd down as Florida calls their first time out of the half. So they're pretty confident they can get this 1.5 yards and keep moving the chains. Offset I formation with twins. Bottom of your screen. Handoff. No, it's going to be a play action in Freddie Trammell. Completely unblocked. Gets the quarterback for a 5-yard loss.
And that absolutely ends this drive, and we'll put a stamp on this one because Look how the play action, as the play action unfolds, the only person who was in position to try and block Trammell, because of the offensive line having to sell out and push up on those blocks to sell the PA, Trammell's completely untouched, and there's no time for Cochran to get that ball away.
Marcus Agrippa will punt this one away. What a great stand here by the Steamers defense. As this ball will go to the 20-yard line, Dave Axis will return it to the 24. And with 17 seconds left, you have to think Bossier City will just try to hand the ball off. Ace Fennec, 1 completion in the first half out of 8 attempts for 17 yards. Just a tough day in the office here by the veteran quarterback. I mean, this defense by Bossier City has played lights out. Otherwise, I mean, we could be looking at a 28-0 game.
It certainly isn't a good sign whenever Ace Fennec is so far. Oh, that's an even worse sign. Ace gets sacked on the opening play of this drive, so all he's really he's managed more. It feels like more negative yardage between the interception return and these sacks than he has in actual throwing yards.
Second sack of the game before the Florida defense. That's gonna be the end of the first half of play. Florida 6, Bossier City nothing. As Alex, want to get your thoughts on a very defensive first half.
No joke, it's been a defensive first half, but really the lights shine brightest on Ace Fennec, and he seems to be flinching under the glare. Florida Storm's defense playing absolutely bully ball, denying the run game any real opportunities to build momentum, and keeping Ace Fennec just completely out of this ball game, except for the occasional scramble that he manages to sneak from the backfield. Overall, I think we're in for more bludgeoning from this Storm defense in the second half, unless the Steamers manage to make some serious adjustments here and come up with some schemed ways to get receivers open in space.
And Gron Cochran not much better either. 7 of 12, only 55 yards, as Jesus Smith is the player of the first half. Let's take a quick halftime break presented by Brakes GPT.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
And Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Break into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Brakes GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Brakes GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Brakes GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, brakesgpt.com, as this is going to be a return by Bossier City. And that's going to be the bright side here and starting the second half. Alex, for the Steamers, they get the ball to start here the third quarter of play, and they really need some points to really, bring the crowd alive and just stay, keep pace.
It feels unlikely just because out of the first half is gone, but second half, blank slate. If they score a touchdown, they have the opportunity to take the lead right now.
Fennec does exactly that, and this is going to be a catch already, basically matching what he did in the first half as Vin Calia comes up with his first catch of the game.
And I love this one too. This is that kind of route that goes over the middle of the field, taking advantage of the gaps in the zone defense to split between the linebackers and be underneath the safety coverage. Great throw and catch.
Split backs formation. Handoff goes to Gonzalez, and Gonzalez will elude a tackler and go down after a 3-yard gain down the right on the stop.
Slick little hurdle. This is good sign. I like this. We're building something. The home crowd feels it too. Getting loud.
Already near midfield is Bossier City. Man in motion will be Garrison Blue from right to left. Shaded by a linebacker and also Ryan Davidson. Hand off to the outside. McWaffle, not a lot of room to maneuver gets about 1, maybe 1.5, and it's 3rd and 5.
Definitely a big moment here. For the drive to stay alive, and for the Steamers faithful to see what they really want to see. They need to score.
Fennec to throw. Fennec checks down. Can he get to the first down? No, he cannot. Way short of the first down. What a great one-on-one tackle by Juan Mississippi. 4th and 4 upcoming.
Trying to get really cute there, but the outside linebacker stays disciplined, reads the spin move the whole way through, and just turns that into a 1-yard gain.
Last time out, Bossier City faked the punt. This time they will kick it away. From inside the 20 will come the return past the 20-yard line and up to the 24. Let's send it around the league with Cameron Irvine for a game break update. Cam, what you got for us?
Thank you, Ramos. Vancouver hosting Baltimore today, and young Vaught gets the pick on Christian Brown. Brown got off to a hot start, but the Vancouver offense is cooled. Vultures lead 20-7 in the 3rd. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. Couple of 5-time champions doing really well so far here in the afternoon slate, as the Florida Storm will hand the ball off to Beletsky, and Beletsky able to truck forward for a gain of 7.
Honestly, you can really feel something different about every single time that any team has to play either Florida or Baltimore. Both of those teams lead the league in championships. Both of these are dynasties. These are always tough matchups. One you circle on the calendar.
Handoff goes to Komisak for a gain of maybe 2 on the play. The Bossier City defense trying to continue on a very impressive 3rd down defense here in this game. In the first half, Florida only 3 of 8 converting.
What a great fashion statement by Coach Vandelay there.
Man in motion, handoff, and getting actually just blocked by his own blocker, ironically enough, is Chris Komisak. Only gets about 1, and it's going to be 4th down. Florida will challenge this one. I don't know about this one, Alex. What you think? Let's take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at goretroid.com. What you think about this one?
I think they're probably going to lose this one. It was a valiant effort by the Steamers defense front set to deny a lot of the holes here, but it all depends on where the ball itself got. The yellow line is just a simulation, but they could award it to him based on forward progress. It's not out of the question.
That one was close. Let's see. Ruling on the field stands. Florida will be charged a timeout, and it's going to be 4th and inches, Coach Vandelay. But I think it's the right call. Just looking at the side view, I was not so looking at the first down marker. I was looking at the chains on the sidelines, and it did look like he was probably about half a yard short, as Marcus Agrippa will come into the field for another punt. Bossier City really came with it. There's no blockers for the return man. He's going to return it anyway, and Dave Axis gets blown up at the 20-yard line. Really good punt right there by the multiple-time All-Star Marcus Agrippa.
Questionable decision by Dave Axis there. I always hate it whenever any return man decides to get in what I call the Deion Sanders zone, where only Deion Sanders should be returning that punt. Just too dangerous otherwise.
1st down and 10. Ball at the 20-yard line. The Steamers back on offense. This defense of the Steamers, they've given the offense every opportunity they've been able to come back into the game. Fennec checks it down to McWaffle. McWaffle tries to spin. Unsuccessful. Gets only about 3 yards. How many likes do we have on this video so far? Whatever it is, it's just not enough. Smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you've got notifications on so you won't miss a minute of SFL and SFLM action, and help the channel grow through your support. Don't miss the SFLM. You can see teams like Bossier City come from the SFLM all the way to the SFL. Shout out also to teams like the Lexington Miners and the Albuquerque Adams. And this run by Speedy Gonzalez will go only for about 3 on the play. Third down and short of coming.
What's wild to me is that Bossier City has gained more first downs than Florida has. 7 to Florida's 5. 4 of 9 so far. Let's see if they can make it an even 500.
And in motion this time. Bengalia, who has a catch here in the second half. Fanick with time for the first time in the game, it feels like, and the pass is still incomplete, knocked away by Evan Carroll. And more shutdown secondary play here by the Storm on the road. 4th and 3, and we'll see another punt upcoming.
Ace Fanick looking deep there for Garrison Blue on the post route one-on-one, but you got to throw that one a little bit earlier because the safety had all kinds of time to read the route, come down, and try and make a play on the ball.
Fair catch called by Florida at the 39-yard line. We'll see the Florida team come onto the field. I mean, look at this, man. Like, Bossier City from the start of the game, punt, interception, turnover on downs, end of half, punt. Just insane work from the Florida defense. 4-4 defense here for Bossier City. As Florida will show 2 tight ends. Handoff goes to Bullet Beletsky. Not a lot there, 2 yards.
And honestly, like, it's not that Florida's offense has been much more impressive either. They've only gotten 5 first downs so far. They're 3 of 9 on third down. That's just outrageous for what has otherwise been one of the best teams in the league on first down, getting first downs.
Play action. Freddie Trammell this time overran the quarterback, and the pass is gone. Oh, man, Freddie Trammell had a chance to absolutely send Ron Cochran to the hospital, and he missed.
Buys the fake, gets left streaking into Nowheresville as Cochran is just completely untouched, fires a strike to his man who had a step on the coverage, and the safety just couldn't get there in time to try and lay a hit. What a play for this Florida offense.
Probably the best offensive play of the game by either team today. And a handoff goes to Beletsky. Now he has a little bit of room to run. Gain of 6 yards. Make up a second down and 4.
Definitely the most impressive third down play we've seen so far, and the longest play of the game at 18 yards. So that gives you a sense of what this game so far has been like and what we'll probably be seeing more of.
3-4 defense for Bossier City. They've sent the blitz on the 3-4 front, and they'll do it again, but Florida runs the opposite way, and he gets a first down. Chris Komisak, that is, moving the chains.
That's one of the vulnerabilities of playing a 4-3 defense, especially if you're using some of these defensive schemings to have your free safeties going back to give you coverage. It does lead to situations where your safety has his back turned to the line of scrimmage whenever a run play is coming, and he doesn't know until the handoff is made.
The previous throw went for 18 yards, the longest pass of the game by either team tonight. Cochran a throw. Cochran with pressure. The pass is caught as Ron Haynes will pick up a first down. Finally, Ron Cochran able to heat up a little bit here in the second half.
And he just misses the outstretched arms of Freddie Trammell, who read the route, was in that zone coverage, but just couldn't make the rotation fast enough to swat that one out of the air. Absolute heartbreaker for Trammell, the former Maverick, his first season in a Steamer jersey. He's got to be kicking himself after that one.
First down and 10. Bossier City trying to find answers here on this drive. Check down, goes to Komisak. He goes to the outside. Komisak still in bounds. Trucks a guy, goes out of bounds after a 9-yard pickup.
You have got to pursue the ball carrier all the way to and out of the sideline. You cannot let Komisak just rinky-dink his way up the sideline like that because he looks like he's going out. Push him out when he touches the hash.
Second down and 1. Handoff. Trammell in the backfield, but either way, Bullet Beletsky is able to push forward for a first down.
And that's why he's got 3 all-star appearances and a former MVP, because he makes those kinds of gutsy runs. He gets what should be a backfield TFL into a 3-yard gain.
Handoff. Komisak gets 2 on the play. Second and goal. First time we've seen either team with a goal-to-go situation by the way. Both Florida field goals were kind of longer field goals, about 30-plus yards out. I formation, goal line defense for the Steamers. Handoff goes to Beletsky, and he will not get the touchdown. Just back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and goal.
An unreal job by Stephen Fellows II, who comes off the block and makes the one-on-one tackle. Even though there's a lot of momentum coming from the back there, he still manages to protect that barrier. Big 3rd and goal from the 1.
The Steamers trying to prevent it, and they won't, as Chris Komisak will go left for the touchdown.
And the linebacker core gets caught standing still, wondering if it's going to be a pass instead of just crashing down. And that time, Freddie Trammell is the only one who really had a chance to make a play on it. But with the speed of these Florida backs, it was over as soon as the snap happened. You either make the blitz to stop that, or you're not even there in time, with it only being a 1-yard play.
Ethan Snead with the extra point is good. 13-0 Florida. And it's a 2-touchdown game. It's still within reach, of course. I mean, we still have more than a quarter to play. But I'm going to tell you something, Alex. The way this game has played out, you have to think if 13-0 at this point is like the dagger for the Storm.
This is really going to be a moment that ultimately everything rides or dies on Ace Fennick's arm. As much as dread as that may instill in some of the Steamer faithful, it's just the reality of the situation. So far, he's been 4 of 13 with an interception. He has got to be the difference maker here, because the run game is not doing it. They're averaging a net of about 3 yards a carry, but that's not enough to really move the chains effectively and consistently. You've got to throw the ball and do it well here.
1st and 10 for Ace Fennick and company. They will hand the ball to Waffle, and he just gets shut down at the line. No gain on the play.
Absolutely stuck on his guard, nowhere to go. The Storm defensive line does a great job of preventing any obvious holes for him to slip through, and then just the rest of the secondary just crashes down into the backfield. What a effort by the front 4.
Ace Fennick will drop back to throw with time. Fennick goes to the left, and the pass is caught by Vin Calia all the way to the 43-yard line. Vin Calia's 2nd catch of the game, and it's going to be for a good 1st down.
Right on time. This is what they need. They need to find ways to take advantage of the zone coverage that Florida presents when they present it. New longest play of the game, a 23-yard catch. But the problem is the receivers for Bossier have to do better in these man-to-man situations and stop catching only zone passes.
Handoff goes to Dave Axis, and he will get 1. So, they're trying to involve different players in different ways, but not a lot of success. 45 seconds here left in the 3rd quarter. This upcoming play likely the last one before we hit the 4th, and Bossier City is still trying to get their first points of the game. Fennick to throw. Fennick with time. The pass middle, and it's incomplete. It looks like he had an open player underneath. Try to go to the deeper receiver. That was Garrison Blue, and it's incomplete.
Firing downfield, the Garrison Blue did have a man underneath who looked like he might have been open, but coverage could have converged. That could have gone either way. Big 3rd down here. You really cannot afford to keep getting shut out.
Gun empty. Man in motion. It's going to be Dave Axis. Making a trip set, bottom of your screen. To throw. Fennick, pressure immediately into his face. He has to scramble, and Fennick has a 1st down. No, he will be close short.
Unbelievable call. We've got to see a red flag.
You have to challenge this one immediately. There he goes. Yeah, the coach is absolutely furious on the sideline, and he should be.
Correct to be so too, especially with how physical the defense has been with no PI calls. I'm not saying that that's necessarily a wrong decision, but you've got to be feeling a level of frustration when Garrison Blue, normally sure-handed, is 1 of 6 on his so far receptions to targets today, and a lot of that's been because of big physical hits that have come as he has been trying to make a catch. This being a spot is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down. That after the retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at goretroid.com. Coach Vanderlei doesn't like it, but it was obvious that was a first down.
For sure. And see, Ace Fennec, I'm so impressed with how he immediately felt the blitz coming off the strong side, spun out, and found a way to get 9 yards on the script.
Bossier City trying to do what Florida did last time around. There's going to be a good handoff to Dave Axis for a gain of about 5. Last drive, Florida had a 10-play drive. Bossier City's current drive really approaching that mark. And that's going to be the end of the third quarter of play. Storm 13, Steamers nothing. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music right here on YouTube.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Thank you, Mr. Curtis. Week 6 continues tomorrow with a full slate, starting with Mexico City traveling to its arch nemesis, the Fort Worth Toros at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, plus Charleston against Houston, Queen City at Carolina, and Pittsburgh against Atlanta. It's another doubleheader SFL Sunday night right here on SFL YouTube as McWaffle gets the handoff, turns it up middle, and this is going to be about a 4-yard gain to make it a 3rd down and 1. 4th down territory here, Alex. Even if you don't convert here, you have to go for on 4th.
Absolutely, especially since you're on the other side of the field here. This is not where you want to be punting from. You accept the chance of getting a turnover on downs. You just make offensive plays.
And that's exactly what they're going to have to do as Speedy Gonzalez goes absolutely nowhere. But this is no man's land. You cannot kick a field goal from here, I don't think. It's going to be about a 53-yard field goal attempt, and you absolutely cannot punt. You have to go for it. 4th and 1 for the Steamers. Showing up a blitz as Evan Carroll gets close to the line.
8 in the box.
Handoff, but Waffle, nothing there. Or did he?
I don't think he did. The safety did an
They're
incredible
going to call
job
it
of
a
filling the hole.
first.
There we go.
Vanderlei will furiously throw the red handkerchief, and let's take another retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at goretroid.com. I don't think you got it.
The bloody hanky's flying. That's our 3rd so far of the game. Let's get the sideline look here. He hurdles. He tries. It doesn't look like it from this angle, but let's see. Ooh. I don't think he did. It looks like he's about a 1/4 to half a yard short.
Now, the ruling on the field is overturned. Does that mean it's a first down? Or
looks like it's Florida's ball, I think, because I believe they were giving Bossier City the first down, so that's overturned. Turnover on down.
Yeah. So it's going to be 1st down and 10. Now, Biff Markham in the chat is saying, wait, he lost his challenge. You get 2 challenges. That's the last challenge for Coach Vanderlei. And, wow. Florida with an amazing 4th down stand. Another good stand right there by the running backs. I'm telling you, these running backs, man, they've and fullbacks, everybody, they have had a really tough time at just getting anything. You know, when you look at the numbers, Willie Beletsky, only 19 yards. Komisak has 29, but on 13 carries, that's 2 yards per game. And when you look at Bossier City, as Beletsky will get the handoff, gets about 3. When you look at Bossier City, Connor McWaffle, 36 yards on 12 carries, 3 yards per game. You know, the best runner has been Ace Fennec on those scrambles. 6 attempts, 25 yards. Other than that, it's just been a mess by both teams. Neither quarterback is past 100 yards yet.
It's been so tough to move the ball through the ground.
Trammell with the blitz. He's unable to get there as Cochran connects with his wide receiver for a 1st down. That's Caleb Giffis. And Florida really trying to put the last nail in the coffin here.
First target and first reception for Giffis, who's down the field, hasn't seen any action at all today, but here they get him involved, and he answers admirably. Something you were talking about earlier is how difficult it's been for both teams to move the ball on the ground, and a large part of that is credit to both teams' linebacker cores who are absolutely feasting. Bogey Barr has 10 tackles alone already this game.
Less than 8 minutes left here in regulation. Cochran will throw. Cochran middle, and the pass is caught. First down by Stephen Bush. And you know what? That's the nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. That's an amazing catch over the middle, one-handed to put themselves in scoring range.
And he reels it in with his offhand, brings it into his body. Genuinely looks like if that safety was not there to lay that hit, or if he breaks that tackle, he wants to go for even more yardage, go to the house. As it stands, just an impressive lefty catch.
And off to Vandelay. Nothing compared, only 1 yard. And let's send it again to Cameron Irvine at SFL HQ for another update. Cam?
Thank you, Ramos. Christian Brown got hurt in the game, came back into the game, throws this time to Lili Nakai. 23-21. Baltimore protecting a 2-point lead with 4 minutes left. Back to you.
Thank you, Cam. 2nd down and 9. Handoff goes to Vandelay. He gets about 8 on the play and make it a 3rd down and inches. There's no way they pass the ball here, is it, Alex?
No way at all. You had a steady run diet so far. You're going to see more of the same. Florida has a 2-score lead. They're more than happy if this ends up being a field goal.
And off, Komisak gets pushed forward for a 1st down. And Florida will take a couple more minutes off the clock at least.
What an unfortunate angle of attack that you had to take there to get around the O-line but still make the hit. And you just can't tackle him in time because Komisak is so quick, he's able to get into that hole.
6 minutes left here in regulation. Handoff goes to Haynes, and Haynes gets 7.
Haynes playing fullback there because, again, they're more often using Komisak as a actual second halfback instead of a true blocking fullback there.
2nd down and 3. Florida bleeding this clock dry on this drive. And off again. Komisak goes to the right, breaks the tackle, keeps trucking forward for a gain of 1.
And this is starting to feel a little bit like Florida is about to throw pitch another shutout here unless Bossier City wakes up on this next offensive drive. Just an absolute beating being delivered.
And Beletsky, touchdown! To put the game away. That's our breakaway play of the game, brought to you by Breaks GPT, sports memorabilia breakers and collectors. You never know whose autographed helmet or jersey you might hit. Check them out at breaksgpt.com. This one is to put the game out of reach.
Completely does put it out of reach, barring some sort of bizarro miracle in favor of Bossier City. Consecutive onside kicks after recoveries after scoring, just to even get to where this game is competitive. But with this little time left, I don't think it's within reach.
Kick is up and good by Ethan Snead. 20-0. The visiting team, Florida, will go to 5-0, presumably. They just need to hang on to this lead for 5 more minutes. The over-under on this game was 44.5, brought to you by Jack's Data. Bossier City, 7.5 underdog here at home.
To me, something that really tells the story of what put this game out of reach is the last 2 drives you've seen by Florida's offense. 2 consecutive touchdowns drives that are short yardage. One case, a 1-yard rushing touchdown, the other a 2-yard rushing touchdown. Both of them 10 plays long. In one case, 57 yards, the other case, 53 yards. So they start from a little bit past midfield, or a little bit before midfield, but overall, they just eat up so much clock on those 2 drives, and scoring twice is just brutal to see this late in the game.
This handoff will go to Dave Axis, and Bossier City trying to still keep it on the ground. They really need to put a little bit more of a hurry up here.
I know you're not happy that Ace Fennec is throwing for 33% completion percentage, but now is not the time to focus on that. You need to stop the goose egg.
It's going to be a draw here to Dave Axis. To his credit, he gets 5, but now we're going to see the no-huddle.
Hurry up. Axis has 8 carries. This is dangerous.
Fennec to throw. Fennec. Oh, what a one-handed grab
B.E.
Likely the-
Robo, wide receiver number 3 with that one. First down.
Likely the best play of Bossier City so far, as Dave Axis now will get about 12. They need to keep this no huddle. It's working.
It is. Axe is out of the backfield to catch a pass there.
Fennec to throw. Fennec fires, and the pass is incomplete to a diving fender right there. That's Mississippi with the deflection.
Who has been all over the place, is second on this squad in terms of tackles, has 8 so far with 1 assist, and that's a pass deflection for him. He has been a menace.
2 back-to-back drives from Florida, going 10 plays. I put this game 20-0, but Bossier City not giving up just yet. This pass by Fennec is connected by Robo. Gain of 9, and Bossier City is challenging the first down. So let's take a retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at goretroid.com. I mean, maybe.
Forget about how do you feel about whether he made it or not. How do you feel about this challenge? I hate it.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't convert, you lose a timeout, but you stop the clock. So I guess it's not the end of the world because you need to stop the clock anyway. But let's see. Well, actually, is overturned. Now, does that give him a first down, or is that just going to be a 3rd and inches, or 2nd and inches? Right? Yeah, 3rd and inches. So instead of 3rd and 1, it's going to be 3rd and inches. So the challenge is technically successful.
Spot is different than what you called, but it's not a first down. At least you keep your timeout, right?
You do keep your timeout. Bossier City still with 3 here in the second half. Fennec to throw. Fennec passes middle, and the pass is in very, very tight coverage. Intended to be Robo. 4th down and inches. We're going to see another 4th down conversion. Bossier City 0 of 2 on 4th down so far. One of them was a fake punt.
The other one almost just like this. Feels like deja vu.
4th down and inches. Fennec will throw this time. The pass middle wide open for a first.
Catching the secondary off guard. Catching everyone off guard with that one.
Fennec rolls to the right. Passes outside. Incomplete. What a great hit. Provided that by Andrew Francis. 2nd and 10.
Clock stops, and you know what? I'm feeling really good about this drive because at least you have a chance, as long as you avoid a turnover, knock on wood, you have a chance to at least stop the skunk.
3:45 left in regulation. Bossier City really needs to score a touchdown ASAP. Pass outside, incomplete. Just off the fingertips of Vin Calia that time.
And that hit coming at the most narrow of margins. You want to talk about a bang play, that's one of them. And I don't blame Vin Calia. Like, there's some times where I say you got to catch those, and I understand, but also I understand why he didn't catch that one.
3rd down and 10, 4 wide receivers from the shotgun, man in motion. Going to be number 84, Adam Williams, who's been super quiet so far in this game. To throw, Fennec passes to the outside, knocked away. Incomplete. 4th down and 10 upcoming.
4th and 10. On one hand, you have a chance to kick the field goal and play for honor and stop having a goose egg on the board, or you say screw it and you try and score a touchdown here. In either case, this is going to be a 12-play drive tied for Bossier City's longest of the day. And if they convert this, it will be their longest drive. They're going for it.
They have to. They really have to. They need 3 touchdowns. Fennec to throw, pressure immediately, and he gets brought down by Stoneville. That's the game.
Absolutely. The game was already out of reach before now. This one is just really the icing on the cake. Stoneville completely unblocked as it comes off the strong side and obliterates the quarterback. So we'll just probably see a steady diet of running to work this clock down to 0.
All Florida has to do is to bring the clock all the way down to triple digits. Bossier City obviously selling for the run at this point. Man in motion. From left to right. It's going to be Walter Young. This carry goes to the outside. Komisak goes back to the line of scrimmage. Not much more than that. 2nd and 10.
Honestly, narrowing narrowing your playbook down does give Bossier City another chance to go on offense, but Florida's more than happy to just work off however much time they can. Probably about a minute 30 total off the clock by just running the ball 3 times in a row. It's more than enough to bring us to about the 2-minute warning, I think, on this drive, even if they get stuffed here.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
So many steamers in the box. Look at that.
About 10 of them at least. Man in motion. And this is going to be a penalty. Is this encroachment?
Either encroachment or a false start.
Oh, actually, delay of the game.
Ooh.
Delay of game by Cochran and company. Not something you see often, especially from a veteran offense. 2nd and 15 upcoming.
I think that's a little spicy, actually. I think that's a little bit of clever gamesmanship. Why leave any time on the table? Take the penalty. You can afford to give up the yard. Just run the football.
And run the football they will with Komisak, who gets those yards back. 3rd down and 10 coming up.
And just like I said, this is going to be a situation where they're going to just work all the time they can off the clock. We're going to go to the 2-minute warning on 4th down, assuming they don't convert this 3rd and 10, which, why would they take any chances here? They just need to run the ball again.
2 minutes, 26 seconds left. If they run the football, this will be the last play before. 3rd down and 10. 3 defensive linemen from Bossier City. 3 linebackers. And Cochran will hand the ball off to Ron Haynes, and Haynes will get about 4 on the play. That's going to be the 2-minute warning. Florida 20. Bossier City nothing. You're watching the SFL here on YouTube as the Florida Storm will go to 5-0.
Almost certainly, barring some sort of bizarro, but I don't see it happening at this point. It's too late in the game, and there's just too much that this Florida defense has done to completely shut down the offense attempts from the Steamers.
Punt goes away by Agrippa. Fielded at the 30 by Dave Axis. Dave Axis really no room to run on any returns all day long. We'll bring it up to the 32.
Just take a second to highlight what this Storm defense has done so far and what this whole team has done. They are now going to be moving to 5-0, and this will be their 2nd shutout, barring a touchdown here. It's their 2nd shutout in 5 games. That's insane.
It is. B. Robo gets the catch for about 15 on the play as the Steamers call a timeout. It's not easy to win in this league, much less shut out an opponent.
And they've done it to a team that's 3-1 currently in the Charleston Predators. That shutout being Charleston's only loss, and Bossier City came into this 2-1. So that's really an eyebrow raiser for how good this defense is.
B-Robo gets the catch up to the 36-yard line of the Storm, and they will call another timeout. But, obviously Florida can't afford these. I mean, you do want to get the shutout. Obviously, always as a coach, you want to, or as a fan, you want to get shut out, but, just don't let the opposing team go out of bounds. You can afford all these. Fennec throws middle again. The pass is caught by Dave Axis. And let's send it to Cameron Irvine for one last update. Cam?
Thank you, Ramos. An incredible finish in Vancouver after Baltimore threw an interception and Vancouver went for it on 4th down and field goal range to run more clock. They kick a game-winning 19-yard field goal to upset Baltimore 24-23.
Thank you, Cam. So the Vancouver Legion come from 20 to 7 down to win the game as this pass is incomplete, a hospital pass right there as Daniel Wright is on coverage.
Glad to see the receiver get up off the field after that one under his own power and not need to go to the sideline. That was a brutal hit from the safety. Now what we're looking at here is just a tough situation. You're in the red zone at least.
Yeah, 2nd down and 10. Rolling to the left, Fennec passes, intercepted. Intercepted by Ryan Davison, that's the exclamation point, as Florida will just have to kneel the ball a couple times.
a heartbreaker for the home crowd who was hoping to see a touchdown or at least some kind of point scored here. Davidson lurking, does some great job in that physical press coverage just within that route 5-yard cushion of the line of scrimmage that you're allowed to make contact with the receiver on his route in, and then uses that to delay the route, disrupt the timing, and make that an easy snag. Victory formation for the Storm.
One kneel down here by Ron Cochran. A couple more will seal this game. And want to get your player of the game and just overall thoughts.
Honestly, it's hard to say a singular player of the game because Florida didn't really have a standout player on offense that absolutely took this game over. They had a couple of reliable backs that did exactly what you want them to do. Ron Cochran had a quiet day at the office, but 70% completion percentage, on par with his average so far for the season. 125 yards only, no touchdowns, but no interceptions. Meanwhile, you look over at Ace Fennick. He's got no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I feel like my defensive player, or my game ball, has to go to the defense. And if you're making me pick one for the Storm, it's Daniel Wright with 13 solo tackles, 15 total tackles, a pass deflection, and an interception.
I will agree with you on that one. Daniel Wright is also my game. He was all over the football field tonight. As you said, 15 combined tackles, tackle for loss. Did have that interception early in the game that really set the tone for what was to come, as Ron Cochran will put the knee on the dirt one last time. And we're going to call it a game as Bossier City will go to 2-2. Still not a bad start, first season in the league for the Steamers. And they just ran into a buzzsaw in Florida.
And Florida really is looking like that, huh?
Yep, final score, Florida 20, Bossier City nothing. And we'll take a look also at some of the final stats of the game. Total yards pretty even. Obviously, Bossier City with some, yards at the end of the game on that no-huddle offense. Just everything in general, the time of possession favoring Florida, just basically the entire stat sheet favoring the visiting team. Comisac was given the ball 18 times on the ground. Daniel Wright right there with 10-plus tackles, solo at least. Had an interception, returned for 21 yards. And just an overall complete game from the Florida Storm. It's not a 40 burger, it's not a 50 burger by the Storm, but the defense was so good they did not even need it. Final thoughts?
I couldn't agree more with you here. It's a statement by the defense, who twice now, 2 away games in a row, has gone into the opposing team's house and held the offense scoreless. It's going to be something to behold to see what offense actually can crack them whenever they are just absolutely smothering teams like this. When you look at Bossier City, this puts them now, they're 2-2. The South Division is now a gridlock. 2 teams at 3-1, Mexico City and Fort Worth elbowing each other, trying to get ahead. But this puts Steamers in the mix, the bottom half of this division, with the Headhunters and the Revolution, not where they want to be. And it's kind of an identity questioning loss here. You think you have a good offense, but after this, what do you do?
Yeah, no, I totally, completely agree. I mean, it's what a team, what a complete football team. And we'll send it off with that. For Cameron Irvine, for our stats crew, and for Alex West, I was Ramos Lin. Thank you very much for joining us for more Saturday action. Have a great night, everybody.